headway here. I had to get an extension for the starter cable to get up here to the magnet switch. Since we're relocating the battery, had to have a little longer one. I've learned the hard way that this is powered. It throws sparks the whole time, and now I've blown the fuse and the magnet switch. So I'm kind of stuck at the moment. I'm going to make it to town tomorrow and get a new fuse. But yeah, so anyway, I bring you on over here and we'll kind of talk through what I've been doing. I'm kind of toying around with the routing, trying to get all this stuff back here to fit, and with the air filters. I think I've got that figured out. We'll stick it all back on so you guys can kind of see. And yeah, that's what we got going on now. All right, guys. So now we got Chase out here being a cameraman. What I'm trying to lay out now here again is the power comes up into this. So this will go here. Trying to snake this around and have it rest right there. And then these two guys come up here into the ignition. I'm trying to, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cut this. So, because this fits into here. And so it can be still mounted. If I can get it just to snap in. Of course it won't work when we want it to. There it goes. So there, I think if I cut that off and then we can weld a nut to the tray, and then this will rest in there and it'll have a nice little spot to sit. So we'll cut this part. I'm also thinking of taking these guys off, welding these bits that they're screwed into, and have it sit back here or wherever this thing will fit, and then have these guys plug into it. So we're still trying to sort that out. But my biggest concern right now is blocking the air filters. Because, come on down here, bud. All right, so if we look down here, we got a lot of stuff going on. So this mess of wires, I don't think I can bring up in here tight. This one will still have to go down the center. And then we can kind of bring this in. This rectifier cable's going to go up. This one's going to be mounted on the bottom where the rectifier is. So as you see, we still have a lot of wires. I think I've routed these. These guys are the power going to the battery. This one's going to the motor. I think that's going to be the best position for them, even though I don't really like where they are. If we stick the air filters in, you can kind of see it's getting congested. Slide that one over a bit. All right, so this is the one I'm thinking about moving, and where I'm not quite sure. So this still has to go below, but I think I can get him to be wrapped up, hiding in that line there. This, come on up top, bud. So this big bugger here, lots of stuff on this we need. I'm trying to think if it has to run below, if it can run on top. I'm pretty sure that it ran below before, because you can see where those rubber mounts for the tank, you can see where they were. Then it's got a little hump, that's where it's mounted in, and then the rubber spot again. So if we decide, yep, we want to snake that through, we're gonna have to cut the mount, make a little channel for this to go through, which I think we're going to do, because then that'll get this up and out of the way. And I think this clump right here will rest in space where it is, but not be so tight coming through. I hope that's the plan. So let's give that a shot. We'll take the filters back off, push those back through that hole, and see if we can't get that to rest in there a little bit better. Yes. Yeah, so see, I think if we pull this tight, I think that'll be fine on the tank. We'll just cut a little chunk out of that rubber. This will be obviously not there, but and then that, I like how that went. We can push this over here to the side, on that side of the air filter. Instead of obviously being in front of it, we can push it over here to the side. I think that's looking good. These guys are going to be for the rectifier, so we can get those over here to the side. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Now the biggest trick is just trying to sort out a nice little spot for these to lay. I think this is how I want that to be. Like that, kind of a bit of a twist. This to come in through here and kind of lay in there. That's all taillight stuff. This has to twist back around and go into this. These go into that. This has to go down to the rectifier, so we'll probably want him pointing that way, so when the rectifier component is mounted on the bottom, that can be plugged in, snake back under. I want this to be mounted on the bottom so it can be cooled, and I think that'll be it. Right, so yeah, we got a new fuse for that tomorrow night. Cut the channel for that, get the tank back on, plug all this in and see if it starts. And if it starts, you know we got it, and we'll keep moving. So earlier in the video I mentioned that I blew the fuse. Well, the reason why I blew the fuse is because I'm an idiot and I wired this in incorrectly. I hooked basically positive to the wrong side. It's stamped on here, battery, motor. Well, I just reversed that as an idiot. So basically power is running through here all the time, and then when the ground hit, that closed a circuit that this didn't like, and presto, fuse has been destroyed. Which is good to see that that worked. Hopefully that protected the starter relay, and hopefully nothing else on the bike is harmed as well. But what that has done is sent me on a wild goose chase, because also earlier in the video I mentioned, oh, I'll just run into town tonight and I'll go get one. Well, the stores I was thinking about are automotive parts stores, and when you go into an automotive parts store with a motorcycle part, which I didn't have, all I had was, oh yeah, I need a fuse. They had no idea what I was talking about, because they're thinking of fuses like this one, glass insulated one like that, and or automotive bus fuses like this one. Well, neither of these go in here. This is just a straight bar, no insulation. With glass, it's just one side's round, goes through the screw. The other side's got a hook that also goes through the screw. The closest thing I found on Amazon was an assortment pack with, it came with 3, a 45, a 55, and 65, which this needs to be a 30. So that led me to a Honda dealership that I didn't know about, which is about 45 miles away. But they're only open during the same time that I work during the week, 8 to 5, with the exception, the highlight here is they're open 8 to noon on Saturday. So we've got to wait till Saturday to be able to get this. But on the plus side, the very, very plus side is the guy I talked to actually knew what I was talking about. They have them in stock, and so we're going to go down there and pick up a couple. But what that has done is it's prevented me from continuing with this, because I don't want to fasten everything down in its nice little home and then have to replace this with something more modern. I found one online I think would work with this bike that takes this type of fuse, which would be a lot easier to find in the future. But now that I know where to get them, there's no need for that. And if this is still in proper condition to work, we're going to use it. And yeah, so once we get the fuses this coming weekend, we will wire it all up, make sure it works, fasten it all down, and we can move on to something new. But once again, that's kind of slowed down the progress of this particular project again. So I do apologize for that. But I know this is a lot of talking in this video, but it's got me thinking a lot about things I see other guys doing. It's what I've done this week, is I've kind of looked into what it would cost and how I would design some stickers. I've got my logo, which I don't have my sweatshirt on with my Ace Cafe Bike logo tonight, but I've got that. I can make that into a sticker. And so I'm trying to come up with some other ideas. Maybe I want to reach out to you guys, and I would gladly take some suggestions as what you'd want to see on a sticker, and down the road, what you may want to see on some t-shirts. I didn't want to bring up any type of merchandise because I didn't really think my channel warranted that. But as this channel grows, I think that is one of the next things to progress into. And maybe by late summer, we might look into getting some shirts and do this sticker. I really would like to be part of what I see a lot of guys doing with these sticker exchanges. Some point this garage won't look like this anymore, and I'll have a place to stick them. And I think that's pretty cool, because I do believe this is a great community that we're in. Some people watch this for entertainment, some people watch this for education. I do both. And another thing I want to really try to emphasize is I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I like to explain things as I do them. I'm teaching myself as I do it. It's not like I'm an expert at this and then I'm teaching you how to do it. I'm not doing that. So I do have that in my about section of my channel, is that this is a very limited one-man show with very limited capacity on tools and knowledge. And we're trying to make it go on a very inexpensive conversion to something to make it kind of fun. And hopefully that's being expressed and being summoned. So let me pause this for 1 second. Okay, we're back. I don't know if you guys could have heard him in that last clip before I left for that moment, but he was just yelling from the other garage over and over for me to come and see what he's done. So anyway, we've done that. He's all taken care of. He's good to go. And I think that's going to wrap this up. Oh, wait, one thing, and I'm going to have to flip the camera around to show this, but we'll get this sorted out hopefully next week, and then this will be good to go. But let me show you one other thing. All right, so I since we had time to do other things, I was working on this week. I got this plugged because I had to take the fuel gauge out of the tank because it was spilling gas because of this guy. Look at how beautiful that is. Anyway, this guy is $5.25. We got one on order, and it should be here hopefully Saturday as well. That's at the Suzuki dealer, so we can hit the Suzuki dealer and the Honda dealer. Both of them are about 40 minutes away. Right, so lots of driving around this weekend. Driving around the countryside, picking up these parts. Gasket for the tank, so it doesn't leak fuel onto the ground anymore, and a couple of fuses for the Honda. But yeah, we'll get this stuff rounded up, and hopefully we'll have a running bike next week, because it's supposed to actually be 80. Hardly believe that. And then we can start getting some progress moving forward on the Honda. Anyway, if you like what you see, guys, hit that subscribe button. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. I like all of your stuff, and let's continue to be this great community that I am privileged to be a part of. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next week.